What's up, everybody?
Oh,
If you
dude,
can't tell, we just woke up.
I
It's
don't
about.
like I don't mind waking up early,
It's kind of worth it. This one is
but
worth it.
today, yeah, I don't mind it. I'd rather sleep in, but today
It
it's
was
worth
worth it.
getting out of bed.
It's worth it. So listen, before we get the podcast started, we're going to let you know that if you missed out, you got one last chance to get the hookup on the B2 Grappling Tournament coupon code that we got. Nobody else has. So if you're looking to sign up for the B2 Grappling Tournament, use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio and you'll get 50% off your entry fee. So you got no excuses to not compete. Get it done. B2 Grappling. Use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio. And don't forget to check out all our awesome sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Choke Aloha, Jiu-Jitsu Soapco, and Giraffe Choke. Awesome sponsors of ours that have been supporting us since day one. So if you check out the description of the podcast, the video, everything, whatever, we got it. Get the homie hookup, and you can always get it at jiu-jitsuradio.com. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Get the little notification bell. See down here? That's what you want to hit. Don't forget to follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ. You can follow me at Sounder Marketing. And you can follow the podcast at Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. We got it all laid out for you. Thanks for everybody that's been joining us on the video game live stream. And listen, today, like we said, it's a very special day. We've been super stoked about doing this. Shawn's still sleeping, if you can't tell.
My eyes are actually open. They're just very squinty.
I've been downing this Dunkin' Donuts and all sorts of other junk food to try and wake up and get a sugar rush. But we're super stoked for it. We've been hinting at this podcast for 2 weeks now. When I sent a message to this man to ask him to be on the podcast, I wasn't even expecting an answer. And he responded right away. And I can't tell you how excited we are to get to speak to this man. When you're talking about legends of MMA and grappling, you're talking about, I want to know, like, the most badasses of badass. This guy is at the very least in the top 10.
Talk about legit. Actually, he's so legit that he's too legit to quit.
Literally, because he's been doing this forever and he's still young enough to whoop a lot of people's asses. Straight from Japan, Enson Inoue. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no need for an introduction. I think we all know this legend of mixed martial arts, Enson Inoue. Sir, thank you very much for doing this. So I know we got a little bit of a delay, but it's actually a pretty good connection straight from Japan. So before we even get started into all the craziness, how's everything for you? How's the whole pandemic and everything been for you?
I mean, I could make a lot of complaints about it, but there's a lot of good things too. So, like I can't open my bracelet shop in Hawaii, so I've had to cancel already 4 trips. I mean, covering the rent is getting real difficult. I want to go. I used to travel. I used to go to Pennsylvania, Canada to do seminars. I had to cancel all of that. So, I mean, as much as I can complain about that, I've been able to stay home. I had time to spend with my dogs and my wife. And I actually, because I was home, I noticed my kois were spawning, and I got like 120 kois now I'm raising. So it's like, actually went to a koi farm last week and went and got I bought 5, like a really good bloodline. And I don't know, man, this koi thing is real soothing for me, and I'm loving it, man. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would have never discovered this. So one more thing that's huge is because I was home, I was able to, there was like sumo kid that wanted to fight. And then if I was traveling, there's no way I'd do it.
Right.
But because I was home, I said, hey, you know what? I didn't plan to have him come into my stable. That's him right there, the big guy. His name is Tsuyoshi. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't planning for him to be a part of my stable, but I was going to train him. And then because I had so much time, he got excited. And now he doesn't want to go train anywhere else but with me. So now I'm starting a little stables. My stable's picking up again, and I'm open to take fighters to come and train now. So, I mean, like I said, as much as there's shit about the pandemic, there's also good things. So got to keep our eyes open in this kind of times, man, and find the good
Sure.
shit that happens.
Well, it's funny because like during the whole pandemic, and then you know you get stuck watching stuff, and I got into like a whole documentary about koi fish, and I had no clue that it was that deep. Where they're talking about, oh well, if it's like all white with like a red dot, it's like super like genetic like rarity and this, that, and the other. I had no clue it was that deep.
Bro, same here, man. I've been looking up koi's, man. It's an amazing fish, man.
It's so crazy. So you have 120?
Yeah, you know the thing is, I only saved like a small part of the spawning,
Right.
because my whole pond, which is about, I'd say about the size of a sedan car, my whole pond was covered in eggs.
Wow.
And there's no way I could have moved the fish somewhere else. I know they eat the eggs, so I just took out 3 plants that were floating. They had eggs on them, put them in another tank, and that's 120, man. It was off 3 plants off the eggs.
So you just starting your own koi farm now?
Yeah, man. I wish if I was home, I'd go there and put the film on them, because they're like all tame too. I stick my hand in there, they'll come up to my hand. It's super cool, man. I mean, you guys probably talking to me, and you guys can see the passion. Just
Yeah. No,
I know.
Of course.
It's listen, I got sucked into it. I sat there and I watched like 2 or 3, like, and then I got into like the YouTube series. It's like, this is legit. Like, this is huge. And like seeing the farms, like tank after tank after tank, and then like the gold ones.
Unreal.
So like to find the gold ones, they're like $10,000 or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's nuts. So my question is, you have so much stuff going on. Where the hell do you get the time? Because even when I emailed you the other day, I was like, oh man, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'll get a response later. And then I get a response in like 10 minutes, like, holy shit, I hope I didn't just wake up Enson Inoue. I'm dead already.
No. Well, because of the pandemic, they cut out a lot of things that I actually can't do. So I actually have a lot of time. I'm a type of guy that works on a little amount of sleep, man. I mean, people freak out on it, but I've been doing it for the last 15 years. So, I mean, does that mean I'm gonna die early? I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, as far as it, I feel fresh. I'm good. I'm not like tired or like sluggish in the day, and so I'm always up, man. People ask me, tell me that too, man. It's when do you sleep? It's like I actually do sleep. Like last night I got 3 hours, which is pretty shitty. The night before I had 5, so it's pretty good. It's like a blue moon if I can get like 8 hours, man.
I don't think I've ever had 8 hours ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. 8 hours is freaking long.
I don't see how anybody can do that. I was telling him before we came on, my dog. So I went to bed around midnight. My dog woke me up at 5. Took him out. Tried. It's like, oh, okay, we'll go out. Yeah. We'll go try to do stuff, and then I came back. I mean, but I'm like, here I am now. It's a couple hours later. I feel fine. I don't get people who are like dragging through the day and they're like, oh man, I only got 7 hours. I'm like, 7 hours.
Always said, when I die, I'm gonna have a lot of time to rest, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've had some issues lately with some friends of ours, quote unquote friends, people we don't like, the IBJJF.
Hey, wait.
Oh,
look,
what happened now?
I'm not you. That's you.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck the IBJJF. I've been talking shit about the IBJJF.
BS beefs.
So give us the rundown, because I mean, I think the general jiu-jitsu people know the like kind of what it is, but what happened?
Okay, it's a real funny thing, because I was getting a lot of mails from people saying that we know you're legit and everything, but it's not about me at all. I didn't do that for myself at all. I mean, whether I put 5 stripes on or I don't, I just have a regular black belt, or a couple years ago I tried to give myself a purple belt. I really don't care. The reason why I decided to try and get that was because for the last 6 years, my purebred gym has been winning the Asian Open as a team standings. And last year when I went in, because of the rule change, I didn't know this, they had to fight under another team. My instructor, my top instructor in Guam, Steve Roberto, he's a third. He's almost going to get his fourth soon, but he's a 3rd degree. And apparently in the rules, if you're only a 3rd degree, you can't be a head instructor of an official gym. It's weird.
Yeah.
So he had to go under find the 4th degree. And we're lucky because Jared Weiner is part of BJJ United, and it's accumulated big like a family, a tag team family. But he let Steve Roberto sign up under him. But because of that, the standings were considered tag team, and it was kind of, it's cool because they're like family, so we're representing them too. But it was sad to just see, purebred, winning all the team standings and all of a sudden just disappear. So Steve Roberto came up to me and asked me, have you ever thought of registering? And then, I've never entered jiu-jitsu. I've been a black belt since 1999, but I never really thought of entering a jiu-jitsu tournament. But for the team, okay, I'll do it. So I went down that day. I went downstairs to talk to Nakai Yuki, went to talk to another black belt, Uematsu, and I told them that to get the team standings, I need to register my degree. If I need to go to some referee clinic, I need to take a CPR, have to pay membership. That's cool, but just let them know that I want to register so I can register my team as official team. I talked to them at the Asian Open and never got anything from them for, I'd say about 8 months. And then Uematsu finally calls me and says, Enson, I'm really sorry. They really don't take the Japan division seriously. So we're waiting for the mail. We're waiting for a response. No response. I said, hey, you know what, man? Because of Corona, next year they're not going to have an Asian Open. So don't worry. There's no rush. It's cool. I just want to get it before the Asian Open so my team can represent their team. He calls me finally about a year and 3 months after they actually first contact the IBJJF. And Uematsu's really bummed, saying, Enson, you know what? Me and Nakai know who you are. I mean, I taught Nakai Yuki Jiu-Jitsu. He's the highest black belt in Japan. I taught him Jiu-Jitsu. And he's telling me, Enson, I'm super sorry, but they said that because you've never been in the system, they can't acknowledge your black belt. So I said, whoa, okay, so what do I do? I mean, everybody knows I'm a black belt. And he goes, well, right now they can't acknowledge you. So pretty much the Japan side just kind of told me, we can't acknowledge you, period. And I was like, whoa. So I voiced myself. I talked to one of my students, Barrett Yoshida, and he actually sent a mail to the IBJJF. And they told him that because Enson has never registered, he has to first. I have the email, man, and it says he has to sign up for a membership, which is cool.
Right.
But after I do that, what happens is I go into the side of considered a provisional black belt, and I didn't really understand what that meant. But apparently, when I looked it up, provisional black belt means that you're not accepted as a black belt. You're a provisional black belt for 2 years, up to 2 years, and they'll decide. So I'm not really a black belt. I'm a provisional black belt for 2 years. And I'm sitting there thinking like, well, that's kind of besides the point now, because Steve Roberto will get his fourth degree in a year or two. So for me to do this I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my team. If my team can get registered under one of my students, Steve Roberto, then I'm fine. I'm good. You know? So, so that's actually how the movement went. And it was super awesome, man. John Lewis contacted me. He said, Enson, you know what? Andre Pranaderos wants to send you a certificate, a legitimate registered certificate of Novia Union, that because you got your black belt in 1999, so you're a 5th degree. So that's probably on the way. And then I got a message from Herzog saying, hey, Enz, I'm going to call him tomorrow. We'll straighten this shit up. So I'm not sure what Herzog's going to do, but I'm just waiting and seeing, because hopefully, I even messaged Herzog and said, Herzog, it's not about me. I said, all I want is my team to be registered as a team,
Yeah.
My team has been an official team for how long? All of a sudden it can't be acknowledged as a actual gym.
But it's kind of weird.
Gym.
It's almost like
Purebred Gym has been open 12 years before the IBJJF even started.
Yeah.
I got my black belt 3 years before that fucking association even existed. Who is supposed to legitimize who? I should legitimize them.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's kind of crazy. It's like, wait a minute, like you guys just got here. I've been doing this, and I need your approval to tell me I'm a black belt. And at the end of the day, without any fucking surprise, it takes a phone call or an email from Herzog like, I got this.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, because you know the thing too, man. Freaking Herzog, he's been nice to me and my brother ever since, man. That guy's been straight up with us, like the most helpful guy, most respectful guy. I respect him to death too. And if it's gonna cause some friction with him and the IBJJ, I don't know if it's his family or his students that run it, but I just the fact that he wants to help, man, I'm just blown away by that. I mean, Henzo's an awesome guy and respect him so much. But if it's gonna cause him any friction or if it's gonna cause problems, and they're gonna say, "Oh, how come Enson got this freaking waiver? What about us? What about us?" And that blows up, man. Then you know what? I don't need it, man.
Yeah.
Enson, the funny thing is, I kind of have a similar situation.
Oh,
He doesn't have the strings that you do.
You and 100 others that I found out since this thing happened.
Well, I got my black belt in 2014. I'm about to have my second degree. I have since opened up my own school. There's a process that you have to go through in order to register with the IBJJF to get rankings in their system. There's 3 things that they require. You take the rules course with the referees.
Yes.
You get a background check and you have a CPR certification.
Yes.
But since I haven't done that because I just, I have real life shit that I have to take care of that, I mean, I do have the rules course. I did take the rules course this year, but, I'm not registered. I have to compete under George Santiago. My team competes under George Santiago, under his team, because he was nice enough to let me compete under him, which is awesome. But it's like, it is frustrating. I've been competing for the IBJJF since 2008.
Wow.
Right from the beginning, I've been competing, with them. They've seen me go from blue to black. I don't know what else I need to do to establish legitimacy that I am who I say I am. But I think a lot of it is just about the money, because I think the background check is $450, and
it's a scam all the way for sure.
So for me to, when I'm a provisional for them, I gotta pay $450 for them to go on the internet and put my name in and put wiki after it and get to the Wikipedia and find out who I really am, that they already know.
I don't know.
Okay, let's put it this way now. Let's not dish the IBJJF. You need to get certified. Jason Herzog, you heard of Jason Herzog, the referee. Yeah, he posted something on one of my comments, and he kind of made me, open my eyes to it. He said, when the rules are there to stop all these fake bullshit schools, and I understand that. So I understand that IBJJF is doing background checks. They're maybe collecting too much money, but still, regardless, they're doing background checks to keep the sport legitimate. I understand that 100%. But Jason Herzog said, when your rules are affecting legitimate people in a bad way, you gotta sit back and take a look at your rules, man. Something's wrong with it when someone, I don't want to talk like I'm Enson Inoue, but someone like me can't get legitified right away. I mean, there's something wrong with the rules.
There's certain people that should just be. It's
just a shoe, and it's like, hey guys, Enson Inoue wants to sit there and be a part of the organization so his school can represent. Because I mean, let's face it, for the longest time, going to the Asian open for the IBJJF, there was a lot of just black belts that were coming in, and just at the very beginning when the level wasn't as high as it is now, they were just going in there for the points. So now it's legit competition, and what everybody was fighting for is to sit there and bring the game up. Then they got names like you going in there. Why wouldn't they just jump on it right away? All right, let's get them. I can't think of anybody else that would be as big of an impact to showcase jiu-jitsu in Japan than you right now.
Well, okay, put aside who I am, put aside what I did in MMA. I literally brought jiu-jitsu to Japan, Brazilian jiu-jitsu to Japan. I literally brought jiu-jitsu to the island of Guam. And I was one of the first pioneers before BJ Penn in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, if my name isn't enough, isn't that enough? I've done. Isn't they about representing the sport of jiu-jitsu? I'm one of the guys that really done a lot
But
for the sport.
That's red belt stuff that you're just talking about right there. That's the kind of stuff that they award. You know, that's the stuff that you've done is the stuff that merits a red belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu once you get to that point. Because that's what they say, right? They're like, yeah, well, red belts are for people who actually have made a mark on the sport. You have made a mark on the sport. You've brought it all over the world. And that is something that should be recognized, and I guarantee you will someday. But you know, it should be recognized by the company, by the I mean, it's arguably the biggest BJJ federation out there. They should recognize it.
Well, hey, c'est la vie, bro. Life's a bitch. Keep going on, man.
Yeah.
Even with like your lineage alone should be enough. It's like, okay, he's legit. Like there's no question about like who you trained with, who you trained under, who gave you your belts. It's like, do you think
There's
it was something? Is it really them going for the rules, or do you think that for whatever reason there might be just something personal somewhere along the line?
Possibly. I mean, you know, if it is, what can you do? You know?
Yeah.
I don't see how it could be personal. And we were talking about when we did our last episode. I said our next guest is as real thing as the reality representation of Kang from Kung Fu. That's basically who you are. So I don't see how anybody could have anything personal against you. And here's a question though. Have you thought about competing yourself?
No, I'm training right now just to lose weight and just to get my movements back. But you know, and that's one of those things that I'm not like want to compete. But if Sakuraba asked me to do the quintet, if I feel like my level is good enough and I have the right time, the timing is right, I might jump into a tournament. But apparently, right now I can't enter the IBJJF tournament. So
listen. Fuck IBJJF. We got tons of other places you could get into, right? Listen, we could get you into like ADCC if we really made a push. We get an ADCC super fight for you. I'd say we do that.
Well, I think I got one in 1998 with Mark Sperry.
Yeah. He's down here in Miami. He had like, listen, we can have a rematch. We can set it up. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, we could get you even. Listen, I'll just make a phone call to George. George is my professor, so you and George Santiago, as a fan, I would love to see that. I was trying to hype him up. I was like, listen, what would get you back to do like a big like match? It's like, what about you and Sakuraba? He's like, yeah, that would do it. I'm like, I will start making phone calls right now. If I could get an Enson Inoue, George Santiago like jiu-jitsu match, man, I will bug my professor all day.
But at my level now, George would have to use only his legs.
So would that be like your dream matchup?
I'm as real as I am. You know, I'm not at that. I don't think I'm at a good level right now. But hey, I'm learning. I was sitting watching one of my black belts. He's a second degree. He was teaching. I learned a lot of shit just watching him teach. You know, I mean, it's really exciting because you know how jiu-jitsu, the art just keeps moving.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning again. You know, it's super cool, man.
So what they got you doing like berimbolos and stuff now, or what?
No, yeah, like some of that kind of stuff, my body just won't allow that, man.
Yeah.
So we're doing like a lot of stuff. You know, what I'm trying to do is instead of trying to learn the new school, I'm trying to learn how I can apply the old school.
Right.
Pressure.
We had George had Bettetti. What's Bettetti's first name?
Amari.
What is it? Amari?
Yeah.
Amari. Do you know Amari Bettetti?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's in my time, man.
Yeah, he came and did a seminar over at George's, and we all went over there. I brought my school over there, and the stuff that he showed was like magic. The old school stuff is like magic compared to the new school, if that makes sense. It's like everything that he showed was so simple and so easy. I was like, but at the same time, it didn't seem possible, if that makes it, it was just crazy. And I was like, man, we need more of these old school guys out here, because even every once in a while, Carlson Gracie Jr. will come around and he teaches some of that same stuff. It's like you look at the little things that those little details that they do, those invisible jiu-jitsu details, and it's like, what?
You know what it is. The old school was revolved all around the streets. So the style that we learned was stuff that, if it was a street, you were still safe. And I understand. Okay, if I were to spar jiu-jitsu with one of my black belts now, I have 3 of them right now sparring. If I spar with one of them now, he'd probably outpoint me. But if we had striking, I'd knock him out. But I'm not gonna go on that and say no. I'm not gonna learn the new school because I can knock you out if we had punching. You know, I understand that. Put that aside. It's a challenge for me to try and learn this. You know, try and negate this new school style, man. It is so amazing the shit they do now. It's like, it's really exciting for me because I'll be like doing shit like, okay, I got controllers, and this guy will pop out from under me and freaking roll on the other side. Like, holy shit, what I got to do now? You know, it's exciting, man. It's a whole new thing for me. I'm not here trying to say I'm still as good as the best black belt. The best black belt will freaking dirsh me. I went and to San Diego, and we work with the Navy SEALs. So I went there, and Salu started messaging me saying, "Hey, he calls me Samurai. He's so cool. Hey, Samurai, we need to train." I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm busy with the SEALs. Okay. And then after I'm done with the SEALs, I go get a massage. I go to the beach. And he messages me again, "Hey, Samurai, when are we going to train?" And then I sit back thinking, man, holy shit, Salu's asking me to train. What an opportunity. So I go down there and I say, okay, let's train. He goes, "Man, and it's a pleasure." You know how he talks like this. "It's a pleasure, man. It's so nice. Thank you for coming down. I respect you. You're a samurai." And dude, we got on the mat. I felt like a white belt. That guy taught me so much. And it was all old school shit, the stuff I supposed to know. And it got me really excited because, man, as you guys probably know as jiu-jitsu practitioners, there's never a day that you can say, I know everything. In jiu-jitsu, it's always learning, man. And oh my God, man, Salu, Jesus Christ, man. I was like blown away, man. That guy really is,
So do you keep up with a lot of the new guys like Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin? Like, do you watch a lot of their stuff?
Yeah, I do, man. Even Gordon Ryan's unreal, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, he's a friend of mine. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to get to go hang out with him every time he comes down here. And it's like, I tell people all the time, like, when he did the seminar down here and he was just showing people the heel hook, I have never felt like my leg was not mine. Like, it was not mine to own. He grabbed me and he just had it. He put his leg, he caught my heel, and then he starts going. And I start tapping. I was like, okay, that's the limit. He's like, no, that's not your limit. That's your limit. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, that's my fucking knee. I'll tell you where my fucking limit is. But it's insane. It's insane. So I can't even imagine, like, me from my lower end, but from your end, and to still see that kind of like just respect and like vision of the game it's mind blowing to me.
It is mind blowing, man. Unbelievable.
So if we could get your like dream matchup, like the one that would really get you to say, okay, for the next whatever 8 weeks, I'm training just jiu-jitsu. We're gonna have like a super fight. Like, I know you said Sakuraba, but there's like, is there a match that you'd say like that would be your dream like grappling matchup for like an event?
I mean, right now, man, there's really nobody. The only, of course, I'd like to run it back again with Mario, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love it.
And do a submission match,
Yeah, submission.
I mean,
yeah.
because he's,
probably
he's so much better. I admit he's so much better than me that if he just wanted to outpoint me and hold me down like he did at the Abu Dhabi Championship, I mean, I believe he can. But the chances I'm going to have is when he's going for submissions where he's opening himself up.
Right.
So I would love to have like a submission match, and I mean, jiu-jitsu match, man. I really think it'd be really disrespectful for me to say I want to fight Mauro Sperry. I want to fight this guy. I want to in the jiu-jitsu match, man. I mean,
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure he would
I'm
love it.
frank, man.
I'm sure he would
Huh?
love it. And I mean, like I'm sure he'd be all down for it. And we trained at the Black Zillions gym at Jocko when it was still around.
Yeah,
So that's where I came back. So I mean, I would get, because I do a lot of photography and video for the pros. So I'd get to sit there and watch Mario train with like Thiago Silva and take him
Wow.
like not like it wasn't an easy match anywhere like near for like Thiago, and Mario was still putting it on. And that was only like 4 years ago. He was still putting it on there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, man, I would love to sit there and see like a match between like you and Mario. I'd like, listen, again, I'll just text him right now. We'll make it happen.
Well, no, look, we have the new, I got two guys doing the new breed tournament today. Mario's guys always do the new breed tournament. I'm sure I'll see him. I'll just say, hey, say Mario.
We'll drop the seed. We'll drop the seed for you.
Not that I'm not gonna drop a challenge. Don't worry. I'm not gonna say, hey,
he's gonna go like
call it down.
Isn't he purple belt?
By the way, that is one of the most honorable and respectful things I've ever seen a practitioner do. Like I've seen guys, it's funny. I've seen guys I don't know if you've seen on the internet, you've seen guys promote themselves. Have you ever seen one of those videos?
I heard about those things, man. Crazy shit.
It will make you want to punch a baby in the face. It makes you so angry.
I bet.
But it's very rarely have you ever heard of somebody saying, you know what? Let me take a step back because this is where I am. When I heard that, I was like, that dude is one of my favorite guys in this sport, regardless of whether he competes or not, because he cares about the actual sport and keeping it, keeping it real, like keeping it, being respectful of the art itself.
You know what it was? I've been away from the sport for so long, and I came back into it, and I was sparring with my purple belts. So I couldn't pass their guard. They passed my guard, and I'm sitting there like, I felt like, in a way, I was disrespecting the sport by having a black belt on. So it was, it was just an idea on my own, just a little journey for myself. I mean, I just thought, nah, I'll just put on a purple belt. And when my black belts say, hey, Enson, you're probably a brown belt now. You're good. You learned a lot. You're a brown belt. Put on the brown belt. I was still gonna be certified in representing John Lewis under Penederis. That wasn't gonna change. I was just, one of those things. Belt holds up your pants, so it's just the color's a little different for now. And it's my personal journey. Man, you know what? I didn't know that thing was gonna make freaking world. I mean, Jesus Christ, that thing went nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the huge forums. I got podcasts calling me for podcasts. I was like, holy shit, that is cool, man. I'm still significant.
I don't think you ever like went insignificant. I don't think you ever stepped out of like anybody's limelight. I think it's like the impact that you've had in the sport, like is just, it's almost immeasurable. Cause I mean, I can even tell you from like when I first started jiu-jitsu, and I remember like, you start doing the research and you learn more and more. And then I found the photo of you with the gi that you did for the Pride fight with all the patches and stuff. I was like, to this day, that's still like my favorite gi. I'm like, damn, I want that fucking gi. Like, what's the story behind like all those patches and all the stuff that you had on? Like, do you still have that gi?
The gi is in my Purebird Guam gym, and it's displayed there. But the reason was for all those patches was, I didn't become who I was and was in the spot where I was alone. The patches all represent the people that I felt helped me on my journey. That's awesome. All that was. I was just putting up patches of people that, I represent, that I believe that was a part of who I am today. That's all it was. I wasn't like making a cool gi or anything. I just thought, oh, the gi's huge. I can just, put freaking, it's like Pride. At the time, Pride was huge, so it's like, man, I get to, these people are so stoked to see their company logo on the gi, like, if I can give them a little smile, and they've done so much for me throughout the years, man, I was more than happy. And that's all it was, man. It was just putting on patches of guys that I thought, helped me to become who I am today. That's it.
That's awesome. And it's like, it's funny because now it's just like sponsor, like, but for you, it's more like you're taking them with you into the cage, into the ring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, hey,
Representing the people who's helped me who I am today, and made me who I am today.
more importantly, would you ever want to do another MMA fight in a gi, or would you rather not have that much material on you if that was the case?
No, I'm done. As far as the MMA fight,
Well, no, I mean like the hypothetical, like because I know MMA fighting in a gi cannot be fun. Would you like?
I would only be in a gi if I felt the gi would be something that my opponent couldn't use on me, but I could use. So, for example, I think using the top gi wouldn't probably be a good idea now, because a lot of people know how to, use that gi to keep you away, or pull you close. But when I used the gi, I was fighting this kickboxing guy that had no clue what in Pride 7, I think it was. He had no clue. And the other time I used the gi was with Igor Popochanchin, because I felt that I was thinking that I was gonna, submit him with an armbar or a triangle. And with the gi, I just thought that it would be more grippy and it wouldn't slip as much. But as far as the top gi, I didn't want him to hold me and be able to hold me at a punching distance.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, I just like I hate doing, like, I'm a gi guy, but I'd rather not do gi matches just because of how much heat those things generate.
Yeah, it is hot. Yeah.
So, as a fan, I have so many crazy questions that I've always wanted to ask you. So I know we're not going to be able to get into all those stories, but what I do want to know, because of everything that's going on this year, I know you have your the shoes and stuff that you donate to the kids and all that stuff. Have you had a chance to be able to do that yet, to get them the shoes and everything, or no?
Fuck no, man, no.
Yeah.
But I've already talked to the principal of this. Yeah, man. And I already talked to the principal of the school. I told them that, fuck, I don't, this pandemic is just really hard, man. Because all my seminars are canceled. My shop where I brought on a lot of revenue has been closed since February. I've been saving pennies, pinching pennies right now, trying to save up, because I am not going to disappoint those kids.
Yeah.
In December, I'm going to buy 88 shoes. I already have their sizes and colors that they want. I usually do it periodically, in the like 4 months at a time. And since instead of buying like a whole bunch of shoes at one time, I would buy from January to April, May to July. I would break it down so it's kind of reasonable. Fill the back of my car with the shoes. But this year, because of Corona, I can't go there. Because of the finances, I gotta wait till I can accumulate enough money to do that. And my whole plan right now is I'm not gonna let them down. Yeah. In December, I'm gonna drive up to the north with 88 shoes in the back of my car, and I'm gonna distribute them to the kids.
So
that's going to happen.
All the sales that you make for Destiny Forever, that goes straight for that, or like how did, like, because I know you do a bunch of different stuff.
This what we need to clear up is Destiny Forever is not a nonprofit. I have a nonprofit organization called the Enson Inoue Foundation.org. Yeah, so that's a nonprofit, but people like to mistake the Destiny Forever nonprofit. Destiny Forever is my personal business.
Right.
Okay. What I do with the money when I make out of Destiny Forever, I might get a Thai massage. I might go buy a new fish pond. But majority of my money is used for the North. And I don't have to, but that's what I choose to do.
Yeah.
So the bracelet sales from my Destiny Forever company, a big, huge portion of it helps me fund the kids in the North. Yeah. And the sales in Hawaii has been zero because I had to keep the shop closed. The internet sales, it was really fucked up in the beginning, because when we got orders, we couldn't, the mail wasn't sending out orders.
Yeah.
The Japan Post wouldn't send to America, and we're stuck. We're like, where are we gonna do, man? We gotta send these orders out. So we looked at DHL. DHL was like $160 to send out one bracelet. That's crazy. So now what we're doing is we found the alternate route, but it's still like $60 to send one little box.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is when we're taking orders, is we're sending a whole bunch to my parents in Hawaii, and they're sending it out for us. So we found a loophole, but you know, of course, it's going to take twice as long to get your bracelet. You know, so yeah, a lot of hard times right now. My shop has been closed since February, and if I don't get to open it up and make some revenue by by early next year or even the end of the year, man, I really don't know if it's smart to continue paying my rent
Yeah.
to a closed shop, man.
Now there's been programs. Have those been made available to you? I mean, I don't know who you have running the shop while you're there, but like, there's a bunch of government programs right now. Like my gym, we used some of that because we were closed for a couple months, and we just my gym is a labor of love. It's really not a gym to make money. It's me and we're kind of a collective. I got one partner that does fitness and the other one does Muay Thai, and we're kind of like a co-op. And we just, we are basically our bills are paid by the members, and we teach for the love of it. And we were close, so we had to go to some of the government programs that they put out since the pandemic. So we kind of latched onto those. One of them's a loan that they say they're going to forgive, and things like that. So that there are things out there if you haven't looked into that.
Yeah, I did actually. There's a new pandemic assistance loan, not a loan, but a assistance that they give you. So I did sign up for it, but
No.
of course, there's thousands and thousands of people signing up at one time. So as of right now, I mean, I've turned in all the paperwork and everything, and we're just still waiting. It's been like 4 months now, and nothing from them. So I'm not gonna. I can't count on it, because if it doesn't come, it's gonna really fuck me up. So I can't count on it. So
what would
it's
be
just a
better
little
for
squeeze right now.
what would be the most helpful thing for us to be able to do for you? Would it be like purchasing a bracelet, or just go straight to the Enson Inoue Foundation and donating there? Because I mean, I'm always big on doing whatever I can to help out. So like I've been fortunate enough for like the people that I work with and the organizations that I've worked with to help out. Everything from like Surfers for Autism to like special operations, wounded warrior type stuff. Like what's the best way and the most impactful way for people to help you on this journey?
I mean, there's two ways. And I don't have a specific way that's better. I mean, I would like you guys to get something for what you're doing, like, so if a good way is to go to my website, destinyforever.com, and get a bracelet that you can, that you like, that you could get something out for your money. And then of course, there's another way is the Enson Inoue Foundation. It's Inoue Foundation.org, and you can make a donation, but I hate fucking asking for donations.
No, man, listen,
But
you're not asking for a donation, because this is something that him and I already spoke about. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to go look to get a bracelet. I want to say like a little bit over a year ago, and it was just like I was too broke at the time to do it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, but it's something that I've wanted to do, and I'll be very honest with you. And I'm not saying this for any kind of like bullshit, because we're on the podcast. Like, it definitely inspired me to the point where even about a month ago, I was just driving home from the studio. I was driving home, and I saw a homeless man walking across the street in socks, no shoes. I literally just grabbed the sandals off of off of my feet, got out of the car at the red light and said, "Here." I was like, "What size shoe do you wear?" He's like, 12. I'm like, "Here you go, 13." And I just handed out. I mean, like, that's
awesome.
Like, it's the inspirations definitely like hit me, but it's something that I've always looked into too. I definitely grew up I've been fortunate to have the family that I have, but I didn't have the best, like, growing up. I lived in a motel for a year of my life where I had to go fishing every day for food. Like, I had to share a pull-out couch with my sister for a year at 7 years old, so I know the fact that some people need that little extra help. And especially if you're talking about like the kids and stuff, man, something as simple as just giving them brand new shoes, so they're like everybody else that's like they're seeing at the playground. Like, that's huge. That's huge for kids, man.
Yeah.
And we have like a dude. I don't know if you know Hanato Tavares.
I heard of him. I
Hanato.
don't know him personally.
Yeah. He's got a thing that he collects gis, and they are he sends them to like
Is it
he
Puerto
has a
Rico?
no, it's Honduras.
Oh, the Honduras one, yeah.
There's a school in Honduras where they take kids out of gangs, out of like MS-13. Take these
Wow.
They take them out of gangs. They give them a gi. They teach them jujitsu. They teach them English, and they get them going down the right path. I met the instructor there at the Pan Ams, and Hanato's a friend of mine. Great guy, one of the coolest guys you can know, but he basically he told me they had a guy that came to them when he was 10 years old, and he was a hitman for MS-13. He came to them
Holy
at
shit.
10. They got him out. They taught him jujitsu, English, got him education, and now he's like 22 or 23, and he's got like a normal life. This kid was
Deep in the trenches.
he was a hitman. So it's like, the thing is I think the jiu-jitsu community, and we've seen it come together a bunch of times. We've seen it come together because I think one thing the jiu-jitsu community has is we all have that level of humbleness because we were humbled in the beginning. So and we and we want to help those that are, once you feel weak, you want to help those other people feel stronger. So I have no doubt in my mind that the entire jiu-jitsu community would come together to help you. And I understand not wanting to ask for donations. I get that, but that's that
I'll
pride
ask
thing.
for you. I'll ask for you. Don't
We'll
worry.
ask.
You know what? Maybe the best way, go on to my site. If you see the Power Stone bracelet that you like, even before you go on, Google Power Stones. I mean, I had to learn about this about 10 years ago, but there's actually freaking properties on these stones. It's amazing.
No,
I mean,
but-
and find something that matches what's happening in your lifetime. And they also say that the spirit of the maker goes into the bracelet, so my spirit will go into the bracelet.
I need all the help
And
I can get at the next tournament, so I'll make sure to get it.
check it out. And my website also has my media section where it has all the media that I do, and even the missions. It covers all the missions that I've done. Go
Yeah.
to that, and I've got some on video where the only reason why I started videoing is because there's people who really, purchased bracelet or made donations that I wish, everybody's, when I first did this for the first 5 years, it was all out of my pocket. And everybody was trying to say like, oh, you're freaking unreal that you're getting nothing out of it. But what I couldn't explain to people was I was getting a lot out of it. I was getting more than money can even ever give me. I was this like, you probably experienced it, giving that guy your shoes. I mean, the seeing him walk away and then the gratitude that he gives you, that happiness that you have in your heart, is no money. Money can't buy that. And I just felt like, man, these people are, even when they buy bracelets, they'll leave more money and said, put this to the mission. And then I feel like, okay, that's so fucking awesome. But I get all the gratitude. I get to see the smiles. I get to see the tears, And I started videoing because I wanted these people that was a part of it to be a part of it as much as they could, because they couldn't be there. So you go to my website and look at the mission section, and you'll see a lot of that shit. And it's like, I mean, it's amazing, man.
Well, even like the video that you had where you went up for like when the tsunami and like the earthquake and stuff hit, like it's pretty powerful. And I heard the story like you told on the was it the Granger podcast, where you're talking about the lady that said like the shoes that I have, it's because Enson gave it to me, like stuff like that. I mean, I think it's really when people donate, it's because they see that passion in you, and it's like
Tell him good luck.
So he was a sumo?
No. I want to introduce you to him because I want him to be known throughout the world, because this guy's going to make some noise in the MMA heavyweight section, man.
Yeah.
Later on. Though. But that story, man, man, there's a whole bunch of experience that thinking about pretty much chokes me up. And I mean, oh shit, it's do you realize, I don't know if you guys realize it now, but there's two joys in life. The joy of receiving, the joy of giving. And it's really neat because as a child, you're taught that the best happiness in the world is getting things, and the way they do that is, your birthday was supposed to be your day, right? So what happens on your day? People bring you presents, right? Because supposedly it's supposed to be the greatest joy. So it's your birthday, it's your special day. You're gonna get presents and make you happy, But through my life, man, I've realized that the true meaning of happiness is not receiving, but it's giving.
Yeah.
And man, when you can, like, I'm super stoked that you got to experience that. But man, it's addictive, man. Once you experience something like that, too. I mean, like I said on the other podcast, man, the lady, freaking, I gave her her shoes. She grabbed it on her chest, started tearing up, and turned around and walked back to her cardboard boxes that she lived, and that's all she had. She was
Yeah.
like 80 something years old, and that's all she had, and she was so grateful for a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, to see that smile and that, that tears come down her face and her walking away, man. Damn, man. That satisfaction, that warmth I had in my heart, man. There's nothing that compares. There's no gift that I can be given in the world that can compare to that, man.
Have you had anybody come up maybe that you helped out like a long time ago and just came out of nowhere and said, hey, my situation completely changed and it all happened because of that one little instant where you helped me?
No, but I've had a orphan, not an orphan, it's an old folks home. I was contacted 3 year no, it was 2 years after the tsunami hit, that there was an old folks home that lost their place, and they were moving from apartment to apartment and didn't have enough food or blankets, and the winter was coming around. So I remember going there, and these people were like, there were like 8 people in one little room, and they didn't have blankets. They were cold, and they were like 90, 80 years old, 7 years old. So I went out and bought blankets. They didn't have, they had food, but it was like real, like tuna, ramen, that kind of stuff. So I went to a local fishery. I put in $1,000 account for them, that and I told the organizer that if they ever want sashimi or fish, go to that. They have $1,000 in an account.
Wow.
I did that for 2 years, and the third year I got a call from them saying that the government has given us a lot of funds. We're good. And I'm like, fuck, awesome, done. Moved on to orphanages, moved on to the temporary housing. 5 years later, I get a call from them, and they said, Enson, we want you to come check out what we're doing now. Man, I went there, bro. They got like a freaking 3-story old folks home. They got escalators, they got elevators. Half the people that I met have passed, but man, it's like they honor me. I go there and they do a little show for me. I brought Konishiki once, and he sang for them, and I mean, they told me that when they're in the most dire times, is I'm one of the few people who've ever lent a hand to them, and they feel that I am a part of what they have now, and man, it's freaking so awesome to see. So every year I go up there, and I go bring them some Hawaii chocolates and little stuff, and go say hi to all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have anyone that I've helped come up and tell me, but I did have that old folks home get back on their feet and doing super good right now, man.
I'm surprised that they haven't tried to throw you into politics yet. I think it's just the only thing that's keeping people from trying to throw you in politics is the Yakuza ties.
I'm like the last politician because I've never voted. I mean, as bad as it sounds, man, I haven't voted once in my life, man.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
I'm
you're
just
right.
learning this year. I'm just learning this year that there's a Democratic Party and Republican, and they hate each other. I thought it was one government, man. I couldn't believe that whole Democrats hate Republicans. Whoa.
It's like, oh, that's new. This happened?
That's new to me.
You're the one guy. You're the one guy that didn't know that.
Listen,
I didn't. I heard about it, but wasn't ever aware of exactly how separated it is and how much they freaking hate each other, man.
It didn't used to be. It didn't used to be like that. That's just happened.
Oh, okay.
It's all
over the last
games.
decade and a half.
So listen,
oh, wow.
I wanted to ask you, like, again, I've been following you forever, and I remember you had the situation that they found like the taser in your car. Whatever fucking happened with that? Trust me, I got tons of questions. But the taser
they threw it out, man. That was my wife's taser.
Yeah.
the girls are allowed to have tasers in there. They just wanted, for some reason, to be pricks to me, man.
They just wanted your name to throw it out in the paper to give you some shit.
I don't know, man. So they actually went to the courts, man. I had to go to the courts. I had to talk to the investigators, everything.
Yeah.
And then that's where it ended. They didn't even bring it to it. It wasn't a trial. It went all the way to the investigator. I had to talk to the detectives. And when I told them the story, they were kind of like, okay. And as I'm walking to the elevator, when you're talking to the detective, there's a lady typing all the shit, that the conversation.
Yeah.
She comes up to me. I said, this is ridiculous. What's going to happen? She goes, Enson. She said, it's going to be thrown out. And I say, oh, really? She said, I've been here for 8 years. This one's going to be thrown out. I don't know how it got to this far. I'm like, oh, yeah, it did. It got thrown out.
It's just a waste of fucking time. It's always a waste of time.
It's just stupid. I mean, I even told the policeman, come on, please. You think I'm going to stop and some Yakuza is going to come up there? I'm going to wait. Let me fucking get my taser. I'm going to fucking tase you guys. Come on. I'm not going to use a taser. I'm not going to give them a weapon to use on me.
Yeah.
They can't take my hands away, you know?
Yeah, right? It's like, so do you ever like get into those situations where like someone starts fucking with you and they're like, oh, wait, I'm sorry, I just realized who you were? Like any of the like Yakuza guys? Because I mean, you play such a, like, you are the something straight out of a movie in the role that you play as the mediator.
Well, not recently, but
Yeah.
I did have one about 20 years ago where I'm driving down this district in Tokyo, and I noticed a whole bunch of Yakuzas walking down the street. So I'm thinking, oh, I have a lot of friends that are Yakuza. So I was kind of looking, oh, I wonder if I noticed any of my friends. I'm looking at them. I noticed they're starting to stare at me. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't stare too much. So driving down the street, I pass them. I glance in my mirror. I hear some screaming. I look in my rearview mirror. There's like 4 of them chasing my car on like a full sprint. And there's another 8 kind of jogging over. So I'm in the car, I'm driving, and I'm thinking, okay, this doesn't look good, but I haven't done anything wrong. Should I get the fuck out of here? And I thought, no, I come drinking in this area. I'm not gonna want to watch my back. So we just get it over right now. So I stopped my car. As soon as I stopped my car, those 4 guys caught up and started kicking in my Benz, kicking the doors and pounding the hood and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get out. I get out of the car and there's 2 guys that are really aggressive. And I remember that. I remember where I stopped was a bunch of love hotels.
Mm.
So all I knew is that I can't have them come from the back. So I put my back against the love hotel. And there were like 13 guys, but 4 was really aggressive, 2 super aggressive. And I was thinking to myself, this is not no kung fu movie. I'm not going to take down 13 guys. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna get fucked up. So by all means, unless this has to happen, let's not make it happen. So I'm standing there with my fists up on the wall, thinking, as soon as someone hits me really hard, I'm gonna go, man. I'm gonna try and kill as many guys as I can. These guys are little Yakuza guys, so I thought I could kill at least 3 or 4 of them before, hurt them real bad before I go down. So I'm thinking, man, this is gonna be fucked up, but I gotta go for it, man. So I just gotta wait for the right time. As soon as it started getting pretty crazy, an older guy from the back goes, "Oh, Enson, it's Enson Inoue." And I'm like, yeah, fuck, what the fuck is this? So he comes up to me and he's still acting like a real big honcho. He gives me his business card, which was his biggest mistake. And then he asked me, everything okay? And I said, fuck that, everything okay? My fucking car is dented. And he goes, oh, okay. I said, I'm gonna be in touch with you. So I jumped in my car, went home, called some of my friends, said, we gotta fucking take care of this bullshit. So my friend was a high up in the Yamaguchi-gun, which is one of the big families. So we drive down to that district. His name was Mr. Shibata. And he comes, we call him into a meeting. He comes into a meeting and they asked me what I want. I said, I remember 4 guys. I said, I want 5 minutes, each guy on the mats. And he said, we can't do that. And I said, okay, all 4 at one time. And he was like, no, we can't do that. And it wasn't like, oh, sorry, we can't do it. It's kind of like, we ain't doing that. So I looked at my friend. I said, well, then shit ain't going to be settled today. And he looked at me, it pissed me off, man, because the guy who was my friend, he looked at me. He goes, Enson, come on. We got to be reasonable. I looked at him. I said, you motherfucker, these guys dented my car, try to fucking hurt me. And you're telling me to be reasonable. This is reasonable. So I looked at him and I said, you know what? Fuck you. I said, all you fucking Yakuza stand alike. So I walked out of the car, and I was in the district that this guy was the protector for the shops like that. So I walked out of my car, grabbed my bat, and then what really opened my eyes was there was a guy that was like a brother to me, and he was like, he has two daughters. He's a president of a big company, but he's kind of on both sides of the fence. He comes up and he runs. He was with me in the meeting. He comes running. Went to, what are you doing? I said, fuck these guys. I said, I want to go to all these shops. I want to bash everything in the shop. And these guys got to come out and protect the shop. And I'm going to bash them when they come. And he looks at me and this guy looks at me and his whole demeanor changed. And he goes, okay, let's go. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I was at that point where I had no girls. I had no girlfriend. I had no wife. I had no kids. And I was at the point where I'll die for this shit. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
And this guy had everything in his life to lose. And I'm standing there, and it was like a revelation, like, fuck, you know what? My actions are going to go deeper than just myself.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, I stepped back and I said, you know what? Ikeda, his name was Ikeda. I said, Ikeda, we can't do it. I can't make you do this. What do you want to do? He said, let's go back and talk. And I said, okay. So we went back and talked, and what happened was I got reimbursed for everything. They fixed my car, and I bullshitted them. I told them that I actually dropped my money clip outside, and I had like, I think it was $800 in my money clip, and I dropped it on the ground. But I found it. It was a 28 karat gold money clip. So I told them I didn't find I fucking dropped my money clip. It had $1,200 in it, and the money clip was worth $1,000. So they reimbursed me for all of that too. And I vowed to myself. His name is Shibata. I vowed to myself that Mr. Shibata has not seen the last of me, and I vowed that I'm gonna hurt that motherfucker. And I made a rule for myself. I'm a very emotional person and a very passionate person. I made a rule for myself that if there's anyone you want to hurt bad, I mean, of course, the word I will use, and it's the honest word, is out. If there's someone you want to kill, 5 years, wait 5 years. And if you still want to kill the guy and it's still bothering you in 5 years, you have to do it to go on. You know what? There were 3 guys that I put in that rule span. 3 years, man, didn't matter.
Yeah.
Shibata don't matter, man. I mean, if I run into him, he asks me a favor, I'll tell him go fuck himself. But I'm not gonna go find him. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have a book out that has a lot of the stories.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's all real names. There's no the family names are the real. The names. Shibata is actually the guy's name. It's all real names. I mean, the truth is the truth, man. I'm not gonna fucking make fake names to hide the truth. The truth is the truth. They got problems with that, then that's their problem.
Is it the live as a man, die as a man, become a man, right?
Yeah, that's my motto, man.
Yeah.
I had that shirt on today, not anymore.
So you're making another one though. I know you're making another one.
It's done. It's in the editing process right now.
Man, are you planning on doing like an audiobook too? Are you gonna read the book? Because
yes, I want to do the audiobook in #1. I want to do it, like Mike Tyson did, like the first chapter or the introduction, and then someone else read it. I want to do it all myself.
Yeah.
Because I think you can feel the passion in my voice.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool too if you did it like the David Goggins way, where like after the chapter, like he kind of goes in more into like description. He gets into.
I listened to David. That was a good good thing that me and my wife was talking about. That we should do that and to discuss it after.
Because that'd be dope. Because I listen, you and Boss, when it comes to story, like Boss Rudin is just, I could sit there like all day. And I know Boss has like kind of like a similar story where like he was in a hallway and he got like jumped by like 10 cops or something like that. He ended up in the gulag. Like all sorts of
Boss has some crazy shit, huh?
yeah, it's so crazy. Every time I hang out with him, I was like, I always have my camera, so I'm like, boss, another story. Give me a story. Let's go. And it's just one after another, man. So like to hear
Well,
your stories is
keep your-
crazy.
Keep your camera running when you with boss. You might actually get a live story.
Oh no, I do. I have a bunch that I'm actually looking to release. So like, and like, there's a couple of other ones that I have of like him just like talking shit, like because he did karate combat. I don't know if you ever got to watch the karate combat thing that he's doing. So they get the guys in like an actual pit, like it's the craziest thing, and it's just karate rules. It's like a little bit modified rules. I think they can throw knees. They can't kick above the knee. All sorts of crazy stuff. But man, these guys get knocked out, and Boss is doing the commentary on it. So
Wow.
now, obviously, because of the coronavirus, like they haven't been doing them live. But anytime they do them live, man, I go straight in there, and I'll get Boss. Like I'll just film him the whole time, and it's
That's
crazy.
awesome, man.
It's crazy stuff. So I know we're running out of time. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Did you want to throw your guy here on the camera?
Yeah, right there. Here, his name is Tsuyoshi.
Tsuyoshi, how are you,
He's a
sir?
heavyweight. So he just fought in Rising, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
His
Okay, cool.
his whole idea is to get to the UFC.
Well, we can make
And
it happen.
He's an ex-sumo guy, but man, this guy moves unbelievable. So
And
he's
he's a
still
heavyweight?
learning, but yeah, he's a heavyweight, man.
Oh man. So
And
what's
you know how old he is?
He looks like he's 18.
yeah,
He's 23, dude.
that's a baby. That's a baby.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
know.
the
So-
fight record right now?
1-0.
Man, we'll get you. Do you have you got to shoot me in an email, shoot me his like his Instagram and all that
Okay,
stuff.
I'll
so
send
throw
you
it
his
up there.
Twitter, his Instagram, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
for
American
sure. Put it up there.
Jiu-Jitsu no Oki podcast.
Yeah, if he wants
Right
to do
on.
if he wants to do like a shout out too, where like he says his name and say like listen Jiu-Jitsu Radio, you could do it right now. I'll edit it and I'll put it up there for sure.
What does he say? What does he say?
Just say if he wants to say it in Japanese, saying listen to or subscribe to Jiu-Jitsu Radio, say his name. Say like I'm so and so, listen to
Hi, I'm
Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
Tsuyoshi. Listen to Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
Yeah, have him just yell that. Just say it.
Hi, I'm Tsuyoshi. Listen to Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Okay, let's try. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay. Hi, this is Tsuyoshi.
Hi, this is Tsuyoshi.
Listen to Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
Listen to Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
You can say it in Japanese.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
solid,
good.
man.
あ、日本語でもやって。俺、Tsuyoshiです。Jiu-Jitsu Radio 聞いてください。
はじめまして、Tsuyoshiです。Jiu-Jitsu ラジオ聞いてください。
もう一回。
ありがとう、ありがとう。
もう一回、もう一回。
はじめまして、Tsuyoshiです。Jiu-Jitsu ラジオをぜひ聞いてください。
Yeah, that was pretty
Awesome.
good, huh?
That's pretty good. We gotta get the rookie ready for the media. That's why.
All right. And then this is Daigo. He has a amateur fight coming up soon.
Yeah,
Just finished training.
I saw that he was beating up Sarah the other day when he wanted light mitts.
Ah, Sera de punch ta yatsu da. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Fucking guy. Man.
sorry.
He's got balls going after the boss's wife there.
Is Ikeda? He runs a purebred gym here in Japan. He's the president of the gym.
Nice, man.
And
So-
then Sarah with her rooster hairdo.
I dig it. So you guys are gonna do like your own live stream and stuff tonight and tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow morning tomorrow Japan morning at 9:00. But we're
So
gonna do first time actually. So
That's gonna be awesome. No, we'll throw it out there. I'm gonna try and get this podcast out there as soon as possible, but we'll throw it out there too. So what are you guys gonna cover? Is it just like an interview, like podcast style?
there's
or-
questions, whatever questions you have, IBJJF about my career, my future. Talk to Sarah, talk to my Koi's, whatever, man.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll throw it up there.
Yakuza's, whatever.
That you love, man. Listen, I love those stories. So trust me, I'm not joking. I had like a ton of questions to ask you. Like I've been taking notes down for days, so we'll probably have to do it again, but I'll tune in for sure.
Anytime, man. Anytime you guys want me on, let me know, man.
No, for sure. Listen, and we're gonna push out the foundation. I'll definitely
Thank
be
you.
putting in an order for the bracelet anyway. Now that I'll use some Christmas money and get you out there. But
Thank you,
listen,
man.
anytime you need any kind of support, don't hesitate to shoot us a message, man. I'll throw it up there. I mean, I follow you anyway, so I'll share the stuff. But listen, we're
Thank you, man.
100%. Whatever we can do to support, we're all for the cause. I mean, if I got to send out shoes myself, I'll ship them out there.
Appreciate that, man. You guys are awesome.
So, Enson, make sure everybody follows Enson Inoue on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're gonna have all the social media listed in the description. Sir, as a fan, I can't thank you enough. I got goosebumps. I'm not lying to you right now. Just the fact that we got a chance to talk to you. We appreciate
Thanks,
your
man.
time.
Thanks.
If you
Right
have
on.
any messages or anything, last words you want to send out to everybody, please go ahead.
No, I just want to thank you guys for doing what you guys are doing for martial arts. Martial arts has made me who I am today, and whoever promotes jiu-jitsu or MMA, man, I'm super appreciative of what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And listen, we'll write a couple letters to the IBJJF too. We'll see what we can make it happen for you. Awesome,
Shoot,
sir.
man. Right on, bro.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Right on.
Take
You
care.
guys.
See it.
All right.
That was so fun, dude.
Dude, I'm not
Dude,
joking
that-
to you. I got goosebumps. Like, I
That
legitimately have
that
goosebumps.
story was so rad.
It's like,
I-
I'm telling you, I've been a big fan of Enson for years and years, like probably since I first started watching MMA and like watching all his old fights. Like, dude, he pulled guard on Frank Shamrock, like in the fight. Like, who does that? So it's, I'm like stumbled for words as to like how stoked I am that he took the time to talk to us. And dude, you know me, like I got a ton of questions here that I wanted to go over, like everything from like the Fightland video to like this other stuff that I seen him on video, man.
Was that the one with the dogs? Like he had like it kind of followed him a little bit, and then like
That was a different one. That's when he had when he went for the earthquake.
Yeah, I saw one. It's funny. I saw one at a year. I think a couple years ago, and they went to his house, and he had his dogs. And
Yeah. And then there's another one where he has Punk versus hip hop, where like they follow him around. Like, listen, man, if you want, I know that we get like some white belts and stuff like that follow us too, people that are new to MMA and jiu-jitsu. If you want to see what pride and MMA like and just the soul is all about, you're right there,
dude.
What?
I just looked at the shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be like
the jiu-jitsu shirt in Japanese in kanji.
No, it's not jiu-jitsu. It's Santa Cruz.
Oh, the Santa Cruz in kanji. Yeah.
I just grabbed it.
Listen, I feel like a total asshole. I'm wearing a Shiracha shirt.
Yeah, but I don't want to look like, hey, look, I know you're Japan. Look what I'm
I
wearing.
promise you, he did not give a shit about your shirt.
I promise. It doesn't seem like the kind of dude that would, but like,
yeah,
you know, it's just one of those revelations I came to. I'm looking, I go, oh man, and then it's two koi fish, as well.
Yeah, no, dude, like go look at his Instagram and stuff and the koi, and I'm not joking. I really like when the whole pandemic and everything started, and obviously we were binging stuff. I found like 2 or 3 documentaries that was just about like people like koi fish like farms and stuff like that. It's absolutely fucking bonkers, man. It's like how you would imagine people are with like with dog breeds and stuff, like dog shows and stuff. Like they take it to an all extreme with koi fish. And I'm not joking. They have the genetic lineage of like which one's more rare. And like they literally have one that is all white with a red dot. And the fact that it looks like a Japanese flag, that's how they're bred for it. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So, I mean, yeah, man, listen, I can't tell you. I'm on level 10 right now. How stoked I am that we got to do it. Like it's, you know me, like I'm not much of like a fanboy, and there's like a couple of people that like we both enjoy speaking with, and I mean we know so many like old school like legends of MMA and jiu-jitsu. So it's, man, listen, I can't say enough. Like this is the first time I ever spoken to a guy. You guys see it. I mean, other than an email back and forth,
And what a genuine dude he is. He's a genuine, legit dude.
And you know the balls you got to have to sit there and say, oh, Yakuza names? Yeah, here you go. Like, dude,
I was like, when he got started,
but even in the book,
I was like,
No, even in the book, he's got stories for days, bro. He's got stories for days. And like even he did a podcast with Granger TV, which is a great podcast. It's like 2 hours long, 3 hours long. And he says like so many stories. I think he shared one with us that he had on that one, but man, he's got tons and tons of stories, man. And he's like he's about that life. It's almost like he walks this super fine line of what is socially acceptable in Japan, and he's like middle fingers on both sides, like do something.
He's not Japanese. He's American. He's Hawaiian.
Yeah, but it's
So
not
he
even that.
kinda, like,
It's like in Japan, it's like everybody knows that like the Yakuza is in deep with everything top to bottom, but it's frowned upon. Like that's not discussed. So if they find out that you're part with Yakuza, like they don't even like you're done. Like that business is shut down, done. But everybody's already in it. It's like a weird like if you piss somebody off and they decided to throw your name in the paper, it's like okay, done. I mean, I can even tell you with because I'm very big in like the Japanese culture. So like obviously I watch anime.
of course you are. You're 6'4".
Yeah, I'm big. I'm a legend.
But
I'm a legend in Japan. Yeah,
But you are very big in
I'm big in Japan.
Japanese culture.
So it's like I'll watch the old Silent Library, Gaki no Tsukai, and all these other TV shows and Documental. By the way, if you want to watch a hilarious show, watch Documental season 1 and 2 on Netflix, or not Netflix. I'm sorry, Amazon. Even if it's subtitled, dude, you will cry laughing. It's so good. I wish they would do it here, but basically they throw I want to say either 6 or 8 comedians, like Japanese comedians, into a room. They give them 6 hours, 6 or 8 hours, and the whole point is that they have to try and make each other laugh. And if you laugh, you're out. So they get like super crazy into like doing crazy funky shit to try and make each other laugh, and it gets out there. It's definitely not one for the kiddos.
What's it called?
Documental. It's with I forget the guy's name. I want to say not Endo. Oh gosh. Dude, just look it up. It's fucking hilarious. And it's so good that like they Mexico like tried to steal it, and it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. Don't watch the Spanish one. Watch the Japanese one and deal with the subtitles because it's worth it. And definitely go if you guys have never heard of Gaki no Tsukai or Silent Library, go check it out. And if you want to hear, did I ever tell you about the one where the guy gets locked into a room and he has to win his way out?
Yes.
The Denpa Shonen, which is like
Yes.
impossible to find now. Denpa Shonen. Google that shit if you can find it.
That was the one where he's there for like a year or something like that.
So this guy, yeah. So for those who never heard that podcast where we talked about it, this guy gets picked at random. He gets put into a flat that he has no clue where he's at. Gets stripped naked, and the whole point, the only way he can get out, he can leave anytime he wants, but the only way he can get out is by winning. I want to say it was 1 million yen in prizes that he wins from magazines, and he ends up being there for 14 months, something crazy like that. Like it's an absolute psychological dip into torture is what it is. And it's all almost self-inflicted because he could have gotten out at any point in time, but he wanted to win so bad that he just stayed there. And it's pretty fucked up. It caused such a stir that the Japanese government cracked down on what they called torture game shows. But anyway, yeah, check it out. Listen, I'm gonna take the hit, and I'm definitely gonna go and buy one of the bracelets and try and help him out and get some shoes for the kids, especially if you can get it in time for Christmas. With everything that's going on, I think I know we got to buy equipment. We've talked about it. I have to purchase equipment for the studio so we can provide better content, but I'm gonna take the hit. I'm gonna drop the money and get a bracelet. I think and if you guys want to jump in, again, you got the Enson Inoue Foundation you can donate money to. I think that's a great way to do it too, but I'm a fan, so I definitely would want the bracelet too, just to sit there and show. It's definitely a good piece probably to start up conversation with people and get more out there. He's got belt ranks too. Did you see that?
No.
He's got a black belt, purple belt, white belt, all that stuff in there too. So, but he's got a lot of cool ones.
I would, what'd be cool is the whole people ask, what's that on your wrist? And you hold it up, you go, this. Oh,
Enson made it for me.
No. This is shoes.
Shoes.
These are shoes.
These are shoes for a kid in Japan. Like,
for a kid in Japan.
So,
or for a couple kids in Japan, hopefully.
Yeah. So, and there's actually a video of that too. It's pretty cool where he goes and he sees. So he goes and he asks them what size shoe the kids need, what color they want, and he actually goes and he gets the kids the shoes that they actually want. It's not like he just goes by any kind of garbage ass shoes or like something from Payless. Like he goes and he buys them good shoes. So it's cool. I definitely think Tom's is cool and all how they do, buy one, get one, but Tom's are garbage shoes. But if we can get kids some good sneakers, I'm all for it. So you got the tournament, right? You got to head out.
Getting ready to leave.
All right. So guys, don't forget to check out the podcast. Follow Shawn. I'm all stumbled for words. Follow Shawn, Gorilla Boy BJJ. Follow me at Sonder Marketing. I'm actually heading out right now to go take some photos over at Gilbert Burns' gym. And don't forget to subscribe to the Instagram for Jiu-Jitsu Radio and follow us. Check out our sponsors, Choke Aloha, Giraffe Choke, Jiu-Jitsu Sobco. You'll get all the promo codes, like I said, down below. And we'll be good to go. So we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.